Good evening, everybody. Today we continue our story, The Twin Bandits Part 5. Let's go! You're mainlining on adrenaline for 6 or 8 hours, Peter said. That's the most powerful drug in the world, adrenaline. And the cheapest. The twins were young and immature, and they'd found a way to make cash far more quickly than they could lugging lumber and bricks around construction sites. Plus, there was a sense of adventure in it all. Doug remembers sleeping under a giant fern during a storm and falling asleep to the sound of rain. Peter was once scouting an escape route on his motorbike when a dozen kangaroos rushed past. For about 20 seconds, I'm part of the kangaroo flock, he told me. Peter also thrived on the rush he felt after a job. You're mainlining on adrenaline for 6 or 8 hours, he said. That's the most powerful drug in the world, adrenaline. And the cheapest. The police were at a loss to figure out who was behind the brothers' capers. Despite Peter carrying a gun in his left hand and Doug in his right, nobody caught on that there were 2 robbers and not one. The twins were clean skins, meaning that they didn't have a criminal record. Nor did they have any questionable friends, gang affiliations, or links to Australia's underworld. The only criminal we ever knew was our father, Peter said. This kept them off authorities' radar, but also meant that they only had each other to confide in and rely on. Peter was the planner, and a meticulous one. He kept a black book of potential jobs, with the locations of various tabs and banks, when they opened and closed, exit points, nearby police stations, and even coffee shops local law enforcement frequented. He gave each target a score based on its suitability. 2 ticks if the building was good, and maybe another tick if the getaway was good, Peter said. The twins decided not to do robberies in the summer months, because that was when Australia's venomous snakes were about. If one of them was bitten, he'd have to turn himself in to avoid succumbing from the venom. They also didn't use walkie-talkies, concerned that someone might pick up the frequency. Instead, they developed a way of communicating in code by flashlight. When one brother arrived at a rendezvous point and gave a signal in the darkness, the other would signal back if it was safe to meet. The brothers never ate before a job. You don't want a full stomach when you've got to walk 20 kilometers, Doug explained. To cut down on weight, they didn't even bring water. They kept their mouths moist by chewing gum with flavored liquid in the center. After a job, the tradition was to drive to Melbourne and eat at an all-night burger joint. They'd pick up the latest paper, which sometimes included news of their crime. Peter remembered one headline declaring that the police had the bandits surrounded and were expecting an early arrest. The twins laughed as they scarfed down hamburgers several towns away.